were you surprised that they signed Tashaun Gipson, considering he's suspended for the first 6 games?
Very much so. But again, what does that tell you about where Wingard is? I mean, I think that's a concern there. The backup veteran guy can come in, sees a lot of things. But, yeah, to answer your question, yeah. But, again, you're looking to try and upgrade in a lot of ways. And one of the ways he can upgrade is he's been around and seen a lot of it.
Pete, I got to tell you, Rick Stroud and I were talking on air and even off, and he's done this a long time, as you know. He said the Tampa Bay defensive backs, including the veteran guys, were buzzing about how fast Brian Thomas Jr. is. Now, listen, they practice against Mike Evans and Chris Godwin every day. They've been around this league. They couldn't believe. I say couldn't believe. That's probably too strong. But they were really surprised he was that explosive and that fast. Pete, there may be something special with this guy. I really believe that.
I do too. I thought his tape in college was fantastic last year, which was why early in camp I was a little surprised that he wasn't, doing what I thought he would do. But again, that's when guys think. They're thinking too much early, and now it looks like he's turned it on. And when you can turn it on like that, and you understand the concepts and the playbook and everything else, you're going to play a lot faster. So he plays to what his speed is, and you're right. He could end up being truly special for them, and that's the element that they need. They need that go-to guy down the field, and not just for this year, but you're talking about the long term. You might have a Chase, Jefferson kind of player on your hands, and that's something that Trevor Lawrence will have for a long time.
I will tell you, they will cut an offensive lineman or two this year that they like. A lot of times when you're trying to keep 9, the 8th and 9th guy are just okay, and they're not all that different than the 10th or 11th guy, and you really feel like you got 7 good ones, and then you just have 2 on your team, as you know. Not this year, Pete. I can tell you what they think. They think there's probably 10 pretty good ones there, either good now or guys like Javon Foster who are going to be good. Stephen Jones, who's big and physical and is going to be good. But if you count guys that are good right now and guys that are pretty convinced can play in the league, Pete, I think there's 10 or 11 of them there, and they're only going to keep 9 or so. So I think that's a position, I really do, where they've got a little bit of young depth on the offensive front.
Do you think Hodges can push for that job?
I think he's going to make the team, and I think.
I think he makes the team.
Yeah,
I'm talking about playing.
No, I know, but again, it's here's what I told Hayes earlier. The 5 starters, okay. You also know Walker Little and Luke Fortner are on the team. That's 7. You're only keeping 9. So you got Blake Hance, who's a good player. You got Cooper Hodges, who's got great potential. Cole Van Lanen, I'm told, has had as good a camp as any lineman here. Plus, you got the young guys. So I think it's going to be interesting to see which ones they keep. To your point, Cooper Hodges does give them a physicality that they don't have. They've got an athletic line, not a physical line. And I think that's the point you're making, right, is the fact that he's something that they don't necessarily have. So I think he's got a chance to fight for that job in time. Not to win, if you mean to open the season, no. But
it's funny, Frank. He played the right side and the left side. I thought he looked much more comfortable on the right side.
Yeah,
really. I mean, he was much better on the right side, which tells you if there's going to be a job open, his job he can push for, it'll be the right guard spot.
Yeah, and that's what he is. He played both, but he's a right guard. I don't think there's much chance Ezra Cleveland doesn't play. He's at a heel, so he hasn't been out there. But I think Brandon Sheriff is closer to the end of his career than Ezra Cleveland is. That's kind of the point. So
and some of those backup defensive linemen did some good things. The Downs guys, 90 did some good things, and the other kid did a couple good things too. So those are another guys to keep an eye on. They've
got some numbers, no question. Pete Prisco checking in from CBS Sports. We do it every Friday right here on the program. Pete, thanks, buddy. Have a good weekend.
All right, guys, take care.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.